So now that we're done with Anachronox, there we go, that's working, right? We're going to go through another game. Old, I guess this isn't nearly as old, but older game that we're trying to see if it's as good or bad as we would have thought, and that's Sword Coast Legends, which released. Let me double check the date. Uh, in October 2015, multiplayer servers were killed in 2018. It was supposed to be the next sort of Baldur's Gate, Neverwinter Nights style game. Didn't quite make that happen. It had what they called the Dungeon Master mode, which no longer works. But basically, one player created created little dungeons for people to go through. Nothing too exciting there. Online mode doesn't work anymore. And then single player, there are, well, first we'll have to make a character. Two different campaigns. We'll go through both. Of the character creation, you'll notice that not a lot of the classes actually made it in. And if you go through everything but the casters, you'll notice on the abilities that we kind of share a lot of the ability trees between the different classes. And to give you an idea, when we were talking about Anachronox, we mentioned that that was a game that cared about everything and put a lot of effort into what they did. Here we have a lack of care. Here's our dual wielding skill that has an icon with. We already lost it. An icon of a person with a great weapon. So I'm sure I'm sure that at some point Whirlwind Attack was in the great weapon tree, but then they moved it and they just never updated the icon. So that's what we had. Let's go ahead. We were going to be caster cleric with this kind. We want to be the one that gets bonus radiant damage. We're just gonna hit randomize a bunch of times. All right, that'll do. Equipment, it doesn't matter since we're a caster, so there, stats. Mm, that should do. And then and bless. There we go. What was the name? There we go. One other thing. Is this still broken? Yep. The settings breaks your game and forces you to have to force quit and reopen. So not the greatest start to will Sword Coast Legends be any good for us. So we'll reopen it real fast just to get through the get through the opening and see that the story actually has promise. We haven't gone through it. I'm a little negative on that opening experience where it looks like even from character creation they're not exactly putting their best foot forward. Could not connect. That's fine. Player. This might mean something if I knew more about the Forgotten Realms, right? That's bright. So, not being familiar much at all with Forgotten Realms, this feels fairly straightforward, fairly high fantasy. So the furthest I went a little bit further back in like 2015 when it released, but the furthest I've been is to the end of this road where I remember. Well, that's good. All right. So everything looks pretty standard. A little a little frustrating. One thing I do want to note is that you're not using a standard D&D leveling system, but one thing that will be frustrating is you use the same points to get spells and abilities as to increase your skills, which feels a little weird from a D&D standpoint. You kind of feel like this your skill points should be a separate resource from feats and spells, but they're not, so we'll just sort of deal with it as we go. So, as you can see, really nothing all that new here. One point of contention is that there's a single save slot per character, so a little frustrating, I'm going to say. So our character here is going to be very simple. Where's the thing we can attack? There we go. So now we're using our cantrip. All right. So produce flame is the cantrip that we've got selected, so we don't need it on our bar. We also have bless. We don't need our basic attack, melee cantrip. Dexterity 3 to 9. Oh, actually, because we do bonus radiant damage, let's do Sacred Flame. There. And then produce flame. Can I put it there? No. We'll have produce flame for if we come across things with low dex but high armor. And then we also took healing word as just a filler. And then because this came out forever ago, it came with a whole bunch of pre-order stuff, which is just some basic starting gear. And then Tome of Knowledge, free stat point for our. Well, I guess it could be for anyone who can use an item, but we'll use it on our main character and start making our spell casting even better. And then we'll just go ahead, put on all the special gear that we have. So cantrip dam. Well, let's actually see. That says 4 to 10 radiant. When we take that off. Oh, okay. So the tooltip updates based on our gear. Good to know. No reason for us to change that out. Let's not hide helmet. Do the helmets look stupid? Helmets look fine. So far, you'll notice nothing super special except for this very annoying fade out, fade in whenever we talk to people. So we're at the caravan. They're going to just give us a whole bunch of neat starting quests. She wants us to find her mushrooms. There we go. And as you can see, the fade in and out is super annoying, especially when there's short conversations. Alright, we need to find this guy's horse, or donkey, or whatever it's going to be. Peasant woman who doesn't trust the fact that we're the Burning Dawn. Right, and then he offers to get us something. Let's grab a short bow. Not that it matters since none of us are going to use any of this. Do-do-do. And if I remember, nothing special. So you would have thought that junk would populate with any of these things that look like they're just junk, but I guess not. We've got no need to buy anything because it's all kind of expensive. And we're going to save a dog and then we'll go where we're supposed to be. back this way first. Alright, problem solved. Dog saved. And all of this is good background stuff if you know nothing about Luskin. It's a town of pirates, essentially. I'm sure someone who knows more will tell me that's not accurate at all. Okay. Now let's get to the end of the road where the game actually starts. And we don't. Alright, and then here we go. The game is now officially actually starting. Alright, so let's look here. Halfling fighter. Exactly what we would imagine a halfling fighter to be. Oh, maybe we'll meet a sister. Abilities, he's got Commander's Shout. Okay. A pull. A snare. Self heal. And we don't want you using that we don't want you using any of these things automatically. Uh, Okay, nothing too fancy there. Well, that's unnecessarily rude. Okay, so we'll just use the four of us. Why is Larethar already intoxicated? Alright, now let's loot the mage. What, why are we paused? Knife, what are surveyor's robes? Okay. Okay, nothing fancy. Mm, my focus is radiant, so I don't need the wraps of ashes. You don't need the surveyor's robes. Okay, so we reached level 2. I don't want Divine Smite, right? Because that's melee, and we're not going to be at melee ideally. Right, nothing exciting then. I guess we'll power up our healing word. And I guess the cleanse is useful. Alright, there we go. Was Bellamy already level 2? Yes. Alright, so. Eladaria is an archer cleric. Alright, so. Divine Strike. Okay. Oh wait, is she actually a ranger? No, it says she's a cleric. Oh, she's just gets special things. Okay, so she'll get bark skin, invisibility, and entangle, and wind wall. Okay, light, life, and then none of this is stuff she'll use most likely. Okay. So what does he have anything different than what we saw fighters have? No, he's got archery, martial, protection, great weapon fighting, champion. Okay, so he doesn't get anything special, but Illidaria does. And as a scoundrel, he'll disengage. Okay. Hidden dagger. Hide. What's this? Thief, assassin. Okay, so here's his special thing. So a self heal, resistance, and hit points. Better physical damage. Confusion. Okay. Seems trustworthy. It's like they completely forgot to update her on the fact that we were almost killed. Alright. This does nothing, but so we can sell that. Um, Alright, so there we go. Someone has an update for us. Oh, right click is. I should have known that. Alright, can I change our marching order? No, it's not there. Alright, I guess we can't. Okay, so up and this way looks like it'll be back to there. Okay. And that didn't go down, so. Oh, okay, map pauses us. Now maybe this may have been okay. So oh, we can't load last save. I guess it's gonna automatically do it for us. Alright, so even though the map showed 2 wolves, there were actually many, many wolves. Well, that was sudden. Alright, this will be probably the only thing we'll do for the rest of the night, because hopefully it's short and sweet. That's great. Now do we just have to wait for healing cooldowns? Yeah. use her bless. Commanding shout Larethar, who's going to hide. And let's go ahead and take care of that first spiderling. Second spiderling. Is the bless still active? It is. Go ahead, drink a potion. Oh. Alright, so Bellamy gets to level 3. What do we want? Feel like we take a lot of damage. Okay, but a guaranteed hit also feels really useful. Power attack. No. Charge. Charge and cleave are both important. Victorious Surge. Impede. Flying foe. Oop. We don't need archery on him. That to heal and gain. Alright. Yes to second wind. Because we want action surge eventually, but a guaranteed hit's also important. There we go. Alright. Much better. Good, good. There we go. All of her heals are there now. Sylvan Bow. Oh, increases healing, super important. Alright, +1 saber. +1 hit and damage. There we go. That's better. +1 dexterity doesn't really help him at this point. Alright, I lied. Let's get back to the caravan real fast. We don't want to go deal with those wolves yet. Well, I'm glad that she's changed her mind about us. Can we sort by newest? We can't. Okay. Wait, she's not wearing any armor? Oh no, she is. So, thus far, while not an amazing experience, not an amazing like opening, it's not as terrible as people seem to think it was. The controls are a little bit clunky doing real time, but particularly doing the rogues in and out stuff is a little difficult. Does she have archery skills? No, and she doesn't have a lot of strength. Can we put her in melee? We could. All right, we might consider that when she gets a level. We might consider making her, because right now our big issue seems to be that both well, he doesn't actually have any great weapon abilities, does he? Oh no, he does. He has cleave. Hmm. Is that point worth losing so that we have someone in melee who's tanky? How tanky can we get you? 6 to 11 bludgeoning, 7 to 16 slashing, 6 to 14 slashing, 8 to 17 slashing. Okay, well keep like this for now. All right, now let's save and be done with it. Options, save and exit. All right, so that's the opening so far of Sword Coast Legends. I don't understand the hate so far. It just seems perfectly average. All right, we'll do more later.